Hey guys, it's Reyes from Film Guts, and I know you guys are probably wondering, where is John? Why do you keep leaving him out of these videos? Well, he wants to save his money, I want to waste my money, and so here we are. And I'm going to have a little bit of a hard time trying to sell this movie to you guys, because realistically speaking, when I describe the premise, it's not going to sound that interesting to a certain degree, but let me try my best. Nefarious is probably one of the best psychological horror films I've seen in a very long time. And this is coming strictly from a person who has a very strong religious background. And I know there are some people out there who probably will watch this movie and think it's boring. You know, there's not really much going on. And honestly, I could also agree with that side. However, with the topics that they bring up, you know, the whole idea of a therapist talking to a guy who says he's a demon and stuff like that, it actually gave me very strong vibes to another movie that has a very similar premise, which is Crazy as Hell, which, by the way, you guys should check out, or I'll probably do a review about it. Let me know down below if you want to see that. And most of the movie takes place probably within like just three major parts. One part's the asylum, one small section's like outside, and then another part is in a TV studio. But what makes me like this movie so much is strictly the dialogue. I feel like the dialogue is so well written, and just pretty much how everything was acted out was really, really good. The main two actors that they had this whole banter, you know, the therapist and the guy, you know, who's going to jail for murder and stuff like that. Like, they had such a great chemistry with each other, and I just love the back and forth. And the guy who plays the inmate that has like a split personality, well, you know, saying he's possessed by a demon and stuff like that. Again, depending on how you see it, and this is where the psychological horror aspect comes in. You could either say, oh, you know, he's crazy, you know, he just has a split personality, or you could say he's legitimately possessed by a demon. And I just truly love aspects like that. I'm a sucker for very strong dialogue, which this movie just straight up just had strong dialogue throughout the whole film. But unfortunately, for the negative side about this is that I feel like the ending felt a little rushed. I kind of wanted a little bit more to it, but also at the same time, I truly understand what they were actually going for. It was a simple plot, you know, saying this is the story, this is how it is, which the story is basically a conversation, which, you know, hits heavy topics and stuff like that. But again, for me personally, coming from a very strong religious background, I was able to truly enjoy the film for what it is. Now, I know there's some people out there who are probably giving this movie a ton of crap simply because it's from the guy who made God's Not Dead and stuff like that. And listen, I understand, you know, you might not like his style and stuff like that. However, I will say to those people, give this movie a shot, because I did not know that till I finished watching all three films that I saw in theater. And I was like, oh, that's actually pretty interesting, because it doesn't feel like a Christian film. And I don't even think I would even categorize this as a Christian film, to be honest. It just felt like a simple psychological horror. And I know for some people, they might not really enjoy this type of film because, again, it's one of those niche films that just has you like sitting down and thinking. And to be honest, what made me love this film the most is just the very strong acting that it provides. And again, psychological horror is one of my favorite types of horror in general. So this is definitely in my ball field. I just truly enjoyed this film, especially since I went into it with knowing nothing. Like, legitimately, like, I saw another YouTuber post about this saying, hey, I'm watching this film with two other films. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And so I had the spare time and I was like, screw it, I might as well see it. And I'm glad that I did, because I truly enjoyed my time with this film. So guys, I will say this right now, give this movie a shot, especially if you're into psychological horrors. If you don't mind seeing a 90-minute conversation, which, again, it sounds weird when I say that, because realistically, that's pretty much the main premise. It's pretty much a guy who's talking to a therapist, and they're pretty much trying to figure out, like, is he actually crazy? Because the thing is that if he's crazy, then they can't put him on death row. But if they find out that, you know, he's actually sane and stuff like that, he's going to die. And again, the subject matters, plays on my heartstrings and stuff like that, because again, I truly love discussions like this. I love topics like this, and it definitely for me was a fun ride, and I enjoyed my time with the film. This truly is an 8 out of 10 for me. I think everyone who's into these types of films, definitely go watch it. But again, I'm Reyes, and I'll see you in the next one.